The silent arrival of the Galactic Council Hall was full of voices. Tall beings, small beings, metal forms, and light creatures filled the chamber. They talked about trade, borders, and small wars at the edge of the galaxy. To them, the universe felt under control. Earth was mentioned only once. A weak world, far away. A young species, not important. Then the lights in the hall dimmed. A single alert sound echoed across the chamber. All voices stopped. The main screen changed. A deep space image appeared. Something massive was moving through the dark. No one had seen it before. The object was not a fleet. It was not a planet. It was larger than any known ship. And it moved without visible engines. Council scientists rushed forward. They checked the scans again and again. The results stayed the same. The object had come from the direction of Earth. Fear spread slowly, not loud panic, but quiet fear. The most dangerous kind. No signals came from the object. No language, no warning, only silence. The council tried to speak. They sent messages. In every known frequency, peace codes, trade codes, even threat signals. Nothing answered. The object kept moving, slow, calm, and steady, as if it had all the time in the universe. Some leaders laughed nervously. They said it was a natural object, a dead world, a drifting rock. But the scanners said otherwise. The structure was too perfect, too balanced, too controlled. As the object crossed into council space, defensive systems activated automatically. Ancient weapons powered up. Fleets moved into position. Still, the object showed no reaction. It did not speed up. It did not slow down. It simply arrived. The silence felt heavy, like the galaxy itself was holding its breath. Hours passed. The object stopped just outside the capital system, close enough to be seen, far enough to feel helpless. From the council hall windows, some leaders could see it with their own eyes. A dark shape against the stars, surrounded by a faint glow. No heat signature, no weapon ports, no visible shields. That scared them more than any war fleet ever had. A senior council member finally spoke. Their voice was low and shaking. They ordered a probe launch. The probe flew toward the object. Small, fast, and unmanned. It reached the outer glow, then vanished. No explosion, no debris, just gone. Fear turned into dread. This was not an attack. This was a presence. At that moment, a signal appeared. Not loud, not threatening, just clear. The screen showed simple symbols, then words translated into every language at once. We have arrived. No name, no demands, no threats. Just those 3 words. The council chamber fell into total silence. No one spoke. No one moved. Some leaders realized the truth. This was not a greeting. This was not a warning. It was a statement. Far away, on Earth, human observers watched calmly. Their plan had worked. The galaxy had noticed. And now, the waiting was over. The mistake of the Empire is the council hall stayed silent for a long time. No one knew what to say. No one wanted to be the first to speak. The words on the screen stayed there. We have arrived. Simple words, heavy meaning. Some leaders felt fear. Others felt anger. A few felt insulted. One Empire leader finally stood up, tall and proud, wearing symbols of many past wars. They laughed, but the sound felt forced. They said the object was only trying to scare them. They said no single ship could threaten the galaxy. They said fear was making everyone weak. Many leaders agreed. They reminded the council of their massive fleets, millions of ships, weapons that had destroyed stars. Earth was mentioned again, a young species, new to space, still learning. The idea that humans could build something like this felt impossible. To them, the council voted quickly, not for peace, not for patience, but for a warning. A message was sent to the silent object. The tone was cold, the words sharp. You have entered restricted space. Identify yourself, or face consequences. The message echoed across space. And again, there was no reply. The object did not move. It did not react. It did not care. That silence angered them. One Empire commander requested permission, not to attack, just a warning shot, a small show of power. The council hesitated, but pride won. Permission was granted. A single warship moved forward, its weapon charged with bright energy, the kind that could cut moons in half. Observers across the galaxy watched, some with excitement, some with fear. The weapon fired. A beam of pure force rushed toward the dark object. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the beam touched the faint glow around the object and simply disappeared. No explosion, no flash, no sound. It was gone, as if space itself had swallowed it. Shock spread through the council. The commander ordered another shot, stronger this time. The second beam fired, then a third, then many more. Every attack vanished the same way, clean, silent, perfect. Suddenly, alarms screamed across the council fleets. Power levels dropped, systems failed, ships began to freeze in place, engines stopped, weapons shut down. Panic replaced pride. Commanders shouted orders, but nothing responded. Their greatest fleets had become floating metal. The silent object finally moved, not forward, not backward. It changed shape. The glow around it shifted, like a calm breath. Then a new message appeared, clear and simple, translated instantly. Do not test what you do not understand. No anger, no threat, just truth. Fear hit the council like a wave. This was no weak species. This was no bluff. Some leaders understood too late. They had made a mistake, a very human mistake. They had confused silence with weakness. Far away, on Earth, human observers watched the data calmly. No cheers, no celebration, only quiet focus. They had hoped it would not come to this, but the galaxy had chosen pride. And now, humanity would have to explain the truth about Earth. That council hall was no longer loud. It was filled with fear and confusion. Frozen fleets floated on the main screen. Proud empires looked powerless. The dark object remained still, calm and silent, as if nothing important had happened. Many leaders wanted to speak, but none found the courage. They waited, and for the first time in galactic history, they waited for humans. The screen changed slowly, not with symbols this time, but with a clear image. A human figure appeared, not in armor, not in uniform, just simple clothing. The human stood calmly, hands behind their back, eyes steady, voice soft. We hear your fear, the human said, and we understand it. The council listened closely. No one interrupted, no one dared. The human continued. You see one ship, but this is not a ship. The image changed, showing layers inside the massive structure. Deep systems, controlled energy flows. This is a moving structure, a controlled star core, a shielded world. Shock spread across the hall. Some leaders leaned back, others stared in disbelief. The human spoke again. Earth has been watching the galaxy for a long time. Not years, not centuries, but thousands of years. The council reacted with whispers. Humans were young. That was what everyone believed. We did not rush into space, the human said. We learned first. Images appeared. Ancient wars, destroyed planets, burning systems. We saw what power without control does, so we chose patience, the human explained calmly. While other species fought to expand, humans focused inward. They studied energy, time, gravity. We did not learn how to destroy faster. We learned how to stop destruction. The frozen fleets on the screen became proof. Human technology did not break ships. It removed violence itself. One council leader finally spoke, their voice shaking. Why come now? The human answered without pause. Because your borders were moving closer to Earth. Silence followed, heavy and uncomfortable. You did not know, the human said, but your wars were reaching. US. More images appeared. Trade routes near the solar system. Military scans of Earth. Silent probes. We stayed hidden, not because we were weak, but because we were careful. Fear turned into realization. Earth had never been blind. Earth had been watching everything. Another leader asked, do you plan to rule us? The humans shook their heads slowly. No, we did not come to conquer. We came to protect. The council struggled to understand. Protection from what? From whom? The human looked directly at the camera, at yourselves. Those words cut deeper than any weapon. We are not gods, the human continued. We are guardians of our home, and now, our home as neighbors. The massive object outside remained still. A reminder, not of threat, but of truth. The council understood something important. Humanity was not loud, not cruel, not reckless. Humanity was controlled, and that control was far more dangerous than anger. Far away, on Earth, human leaders watched the council feed, knowing this was only the beginning, because once the truth was known, The galaxy would never feel safe the same way again. When gods felt fear, the council did not answer right away. Fear moved through the hall like cold air. Pride was gone. Only survival remained. Some leaders whispered, others argued softly. A few stared at the frozen fleets on the screen. Their power was gone. One empire refused to accept it. Their leader stood up, shaking with anger. They believed fear was worse than death. They ordered all remaining systems to activate. Backup weapons. Old weapons. Forbidden weapons. Across space, hidden fleets woke up. Ancient machines powered on. Weapons built to kill stars began to charge. The galaxy watched in silence. The human image was still on the screen, calm, patient, waiting. "You are making another mistake," the human said quietly. The warning was ignored. The hidden fleets fired together. Energy brighter than suns rushed forward, enough power to erase entire systems. For the first time, the massive Earth structure reacted, not with speed, not with anger. Space around it changed. Light bent, sound disappeared. Time itself seemed to slow. The attacks reached the invisible field and stopped, not destroyed, not reflected, stopped. The beams hung in space, frozen like art, then slowly faded away. Across the galaxy, sensors failed, clocks lost sync, navigation collapsed, fear turned into terror. Human technology did not fight force with force, it removed the rules of battle. The human spoke again, still calm, still controlled. "This is a defensive field. It protects our home." The image zoomed out, showing the Earth structure, then the frozen fleets, then the galaxy itself. "This field can expand," the humans said. Council leaders felt something new, not fear of death, but fear of meaninglessness. Their power meant nothing here. Some leaders fell to the floor, others begged quietly. A few could not speak at all. One voice asked, barely audible, "How strong are you?" The human paused, then answered honestly, "Strong enough to choose mercy." That sentence broke them. The human continued, "We do not erase fleets. We stop wars." The defensive field shifted again. A small area of space changed. One empty system vanished. No explosion, no light, just absence. The human looked back at the council. This was only a shield test. The words echoed in every mind. If this was a test, what was the real power? The council understood something terrifying. Humanity was not showing strength. It was holding back. The Earth's structure returned to stillness, silent, watching. Across the galaxy, empires felt small. Gods had ruled them before, but gods demanded worship. Humans demanded control. And that was far worse. The begging the council hall changed completely. There was no shouting now, no pride, no anger. Only fear and regret. Leaders who once ruled stars stood quietly. Some lowered their heads, others trembled. They finally understood their place, one by one. Empire leaders stepped forward, not to threaten, not to command, but to beg. They sent surrender signals, open channels, unarmed codes, words that had never been spoken by them before. "We submit. Please stop. Have mercy." The frozen fleets remained still. Human technology did not punish further. It waited. The human representative appeared again, the same calm face, the same steady voice. "You are afraid," the human said, "and you should be, but fear alone is not enough." A council leader gathered courage. Their voice cracked as they spoke. "Why did you not rule us earlier?" The question filled the hall. Even humans paused. The human answered slowly, "Because ruling through fear destroys both sides." Images appeared on the screen. Old human wars, cities burning, worlds scarred. "We learned this lesson the hard way. We survived it," the human continued. "Power without control always turns inward." The council listened like students. Their empires suddenly felt young and foolish. "We do not want your worlds. We do not want your resources." The human raised a hand. "And we do not want your worship." Relief mixed with confusion. "Then what do you want?" a leader asked quietly. The answer was simple. "We want the galaxy to survive." The human laid out the conditions, clear and direct. No more galactic wars, no slavery, no destruction of living worlds. "If you break these rules, we will return." The words were not loud, but they were absolute. The council voted without delay. There was no debate, no arguments. They accepted every condition. Some leaders felt shame. Others felt relief. All felt small. One leader whispered a final question. What are we to you now? The human looked at them calmly. Neighbors, the frozen fleet slowly powered down. Systems returned. Ships drifted free. Humanity had not taken their power. It had given it back, but with limits. As the council session ended, a hidden signal moved in deep space. Old and patient, something else had been watching. And it had noticed humanity too. Humanity's final message. The council believed it was over. The fleets were free. The rules were set. The galaxy could breathe again. But deep space does not sleep. Far beyond known systems, something ancient began to move. It had watched empires rise and fall. It had fed on war and fear. The sudden silence confused it. Sensors across the galaxy failed again, not because of humans, but because something old was waking up. Strange shadows appeared between stars. Trade routes vanished. Entire systems went dark. The council panicked once more. This fear was different. This fear felt familiar, like a nightmare returning. Ancient records were opened. Lost warnings were found. A force older than all empires. A destroyer that came when the galaxy grew loud. A reset. Leaders understood the truth. Their wars had almost summoned extinction. They sent one message, not to fleets, not to gods, but to Earth. The human representative appeared quickly, as if they were already aware. "We know," the human said calmly. Shock spread across the council. "You knew this would happen?" a leader asked. "Yes," the human replied. Images appeared, ancient data, old ruins, galaxies long dead. "We've seen this pattern before. When the galaxy becomes violent, it attracts something worse." Fear returned, stronger than before. "Can you stop it?" someone asked, almost pleading. The human paused, then nodded. "Yes." Relief swept the hall. "But it did not last. We will stop it," the human continued. "But not for free." The council froze. "You will keep the peace. You will protect life. And you will remember this day. This galaxy will not survive another age of pride." The ancient force appeared on the main screen, a shape that hurt the eyes, space bending around it. The Earth structure moved for the first time, not slowly now, but with purpose. More human structures appeared, not one, not two, dozens. Hidden across the dark, waiting, the ancient force attacked. Reality shook, stars screamed, humans answered, not with rage, not with destruction. They sealed space itself. They removed the battlefield. They ended the threat. When it was over, nothing remained. No body, no ruins, just quiet. The council understood at last. Humanity was not the strongest because of power. Humanity was strongest because it chose when to use it. The human representative delivered the final message, clear and simple. Humanity did not come to be feared. Humanity came so others could survive. The Earth's structures faded from view. Returning to silence, the galaxy changed forever. Empires ruled again, but more carefully, because somewhere in the dark, humanity was watching.